Krista, thank you. We begin with new details at midday. Neighbors are on edge after a kidnapping in Odessa. Then 24 minutes later, a shooting leaves one man dead. The victim has been identified as 22-year-old Sean Lamb. The Odessa Police Department is currently investigating the possibility of a connection between the kidnapping in the 1600 block of North Dixie and the homicide on Netta Place. Police say there are no suspects at this time. They found Lamb's body with multiple gunshot wounds in an alley next to a vehicle near Loop 338 and East Ridge yesterday afternoon. Eyewitnesses say they never expected anything like this in their neighborhood.
My grandkids, my nephews, they're always out here playing. One of them could have been out there. You know, a stray bullet could have gone their way. It's scary.
Lamb's body has been sent to Tarrant County for an autopsy. We continue with all new at midday. An El Paso woman is dead and 3 others injured following a 2-vehicle crash early Tuesday morning in Reagan County. According to DPS, the crash happened 6 miles south of Merzon on Highway 67. 42-year-old Tabitha Ann Longnecker was driving a Toyota Tacoma when it ran into the back of a tractor trailer that was attempting to turn onto a private road. The 2 passengers of the Tacoma were transported to Shannon Medical Center in San Angelo with incapacitating injuries. According to DPS, no one in the Tacoma was wearing seat belts. Longnecker was pronounced dead on the scene. A one-vehicle rollover on Loop 338 sent one man to the hospital early this morning. A tractor trailer was traveling east on Loop 338 around 5 a.m. The driver, 24-year-old Osvaldo Olivo, attempted to make a left turn onto East Yukon. According to DPS, he failed to negotiate the turn and the vehicle rolled. The trailer was loaded with approximately 3,000 pounds of gasoline. There is no spill from the trailer at this time, but diesel from the power unit was leaking. Olivo was wearing a seatbelt. He was transported to Medical Center Hospital in Odessa with minor injuries. According to TxDOT, drivers should expect delays in the area. They expect it to take most of the day to clean up the scene. The Pledge of Allegiance is something many of us are taught at a young age. But according to our CBS affiliates in Houston, KHOU, one high school student was recently suspended from school for not reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. He says he's been doing it since earlier this year, and when a teacher recently saw him sitting, she said to stand up or he'd get into trouble. KHOU reports the school ended up giving him a 2-day in-school suspension.
Really tired of, our government taking advantage of us. I don't agree with the NSA spying on us, and I don't agree with CISPA or any of the internet laws.
The Texas Education Code also states a district requires students to say the Pledge of Allegiance daily. We spoke to local educators who have similar codes of conduct to Needville High School. The local educator says while they encourage patriotism, if the student has strong beliefs, they wouldn't make the student stand as long as they were being respectful. For years now, Reeves County has been known as a county with a large amount of black tar heroin, but after a few quiet years, they thought they had the problem under control. However, now a recent arrests have made within the county shows the problem still exists and has residents concerned for their small town. 10 warrants were served last week, all involving drugs, with the majority dealing with black tar heroin.
We've arrested a lot of dealers here in the past that dealt in black tar heroin. There's not as many as there used to be. We've sent some of them to prison and stuff, but there still is a few.
McKinney says on top of the large amount of black tar heroin found inside the city, they are now seeing methamphetamine. Something different for the city, but a new challenge the police are ready to take on. With your eye on the nation, the U.S. is using surveillance aircraft, including a drone, to help search for more than 200 missing Nigerian schoolgirls. This week, a video released by the terror group Boko Haram offered the first glimpse of what could be many of the teens. Nigerian officials say dozens of the girls in the video have been identified, and they are exploring all options to bring them home, including negotiating with Boko Haram. More than 200 people are dead following a coal mine explosion and fire south of Istanbul, Turkey on Tuesday. Rescuers are struggling to reach miners trapped underground. Officials say close to 800 people were inside the mine at the time of the explosion. This is the worst mining disaster in the country's history. And Magic Johnson says he doesn't hold a grudge against Donald Sterling, the embattled owner of the Los Angeles Clippers. Speaking to CNN's Anderson Cooper, the basketball legend dismissed Sterling's claims that he has done nothing for the black community. Johnson says he supports the NBA's efforts to remove Sterling as owner following racist comments he made on a leaked audio recording. There's still much to come at midday, but first let's take a quick look at numbers on Wall Street this afternoon.